Are we doing it? Are we on? I don't know. I don't know if we're on yet. Dude, I've been I need to go back and watch the Endor series. You know what I mean? Like I need to go back and truly see because I've been hearing a lot of stuff. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm just checking, guys. I'm just checking to see if it's hold on. I need to go back and watch the Endor series. All right, here we go. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It's kind of weird. It's the first time I've actually streamed on YouTube. So it's kind of exciting. Hey, Elvin, dude, you are Alvin. You are literally the first person to comment on a live. Like, hold on. I need to take a picture. Hold on. I need to take a picture of my of the comment. You are literally the first person ever. I can't tell you how excited I am. Like, I don't know. It's I'm like literally this is awesome. This is awesome. I was streaming on Twitch for a while, dude, and I just kind of I was doing the gaming thing, and I'm just not passionate about gaming like I am about Star Wars and other stuff. So I kind of just stopped. But I'm like, I've always been passionate about Star Wars. So I'm like, dude, why don't you just make Star Wars content? You know, here I am. But Elvin, dude, thank you for being here. Anyway, so let's just jump it off, dude. Thank you so much. Let's just jump it off. I was watching, I was watching New Hope, and I was just thinking, was the Empire really that bad? You know what I mean? Like, they never really explain as to why the Empire is bad. Like, if you just watched New Hope, the first Star Wars movie ever, you'll be like, okay, it's the Empire, so I'm guessing, most empires are evil. So this one must be evil too. So I get that. I get that mindset. But I'm watching the movie and I'm like, why are they bad? You know what I mean? And sure, they do blow up Endor, but that's like Tarkin. Tarkin does that, I don't never see him get a call from the Empire saying like, "Hey, you have the green light, go ahead and blow it up." I think he just kind of did that just to test out the power of the Death Star. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know because I was thinking about the prequels. I was thinking about, the Republic when they were in power. And were they really any better? You know what I mean? Like, one of the worst things ever in any civilization is slavery. I think we can all agree on that. And during the Republic, there were slaves. Anakin Skywalker was a slave under the Republic. And if my memory serves me right, Qui-Gon Jinn told Prince Amidala, we didn't know it was her at the time, that the Jedi or the Republic did not intervene with what happened in the Outer Rim, or I forget exactly what he said, but basically, they don't get involved. So how the fuck is the Republic any better than the Empire? You know what I mean? And I was thinking about this deeply. I really was. When the Civil War kicked off, when the Clone Wars kicked off, the Separatists, all they wanted to do, they just wanted to do their own thing, right? They wanted to trade, they wanted to do their own thing. But the Republic were like, nah, you guys are staying with us no matter what. And the Separatists were like, okay, fine. If you want to run the fade, if you want to pop shit off, we will. But we're going to create a droid army to fight you guys. We're not going to sacrifice any living beings. We're going to create droids to fight you guys so we can fight for our freedom. They wanted their freedom. And what did the Republic do? The Republic made an army of living beings, clones, to fight the droids. They were sacrificing living beings to fight robots. Literally just tossing living beings at droids, and they did not care. Again, the Republic did this. And I thought about this. I'm like, okay, well, the Emperor Palpatine, this was all his planning. He's the one that sent Dooku and Sifo-Dyas to create the clone army. I get that. I understand. Okay? I completely understand that. But what I don't understand, okay, is why the Jedi went along with it. That's what I don't get. Why were they so quick to jump on board and say, you know what? Yes, let's sacrifice all these clones to blow up a bunch of droids. Like, was there no easier way to destroy the droids? Because there was, right? In episode 1 in The Phantom Menace, Anakin Skywalker blows up the mothership, turns off all the droids. I mean, was there no virus they could invent? Why did they have to create a clone army? And don't get me wrong, I love the clones. Shout out to the 501st, Vader's Fist. But why do they have to create an entire army and pretty much treat them like robots when they're not? They're living beings to fight actual robots. Why they did not create their own robots, their own droids? Why was that not a thing? And now I know it seems like I'm making a lot of justifications for why the Republic is just as bad as the Empire. But the fact of the matter is, they're valid. So I don't know. I really don't understand. And it got me thinking about Palpatine and his motivations for the Empire. And it gets watched up and chopped up to, oh, well, he just wanted more power. Well, why did he want more power? Why did he? And people will say, oh, he's a Sith Lord. That's what they want. They want more power. No, wrong. He wanted security for the galaxy. Yes, Elvin. Yes. I'm sorry. No. Wilson. Yes. The Republic did have more resources by far. 100%. So they could have actually, they could have built a better droid army. But instead, they said, no, we're going to use these living beings. We're going to sacrifice them. We're going to toss bodies at the droids. We're going to treat them like slaves. Again, using slaves. The Republic blatantly using slaves. What did the Emperor do? What did Palpatine do as soon as he became Emperor? He said, we are not using clones anymore. We're using just normal people. They can volunteer, get a paycheck. You can volunteer, become a soldier, fight for the Empire, get a check, support your family. We're not going to use clones anymore. We're not going to use them. We're going to free them. We're going to let them go. But no, the Republic, they're like, no, we're just going to use clones. Oh, that's you. You just changed your name. Okay. Yeah, it had the same avatar. So, this entire thing, got me thinking about this entire thing got me thinking about Palpatine. And if he's truly, yeah, I know they wrote him as being the bad guy. I get that. Yes, on paper, he is the bad guy, but I'm sure we can all agree we dive into things a little bit deeper here. And when I was thinking about Palpatine, all he really wanted to do was to provide security and peace to the galaxy. That's it. That's all he wanted. Sure, he wanted some power. He wanted to be the most powerful force being in the universe. I get that. But he really wanted just to embrace the galaxy, to protect it. And he could only do that if he is the most powerful being in the galaxy. And he knew that the Jedi would not stand for it. He knew this. And what did the Jedi do? They hunted him down and tried to destroy him without a trial. They were quick to try and spin up on him and take him out. And for what reason? What did he really do at the time? What? Because he's a Sith Lord? He deserves a death sentence? Because he practices a different religion? Jedi? Is that who you are? You do not... You want to off people that support a different religion than you? Is that how small-minded the Jedi are? Oh, he's a Sith. We better go destroy him. Why? What has he really done? Can you prove it? Oh, well, the Sith did all kinds of bad shit in the past. Okay, has Palpatine done it? Are we going to judge people based on what other people did back in the past? I mean, is that how intolerant the Jedi are? All dude was doing was practicing a very similar religion, but just in a different way. The Sith and the Jedi are very similar, but very different. It's like they believe in the same thing, right? The same thing, but they just have different ways of practicing that religion. Does this sound familiar? I mean, what are we talking about here? But the Jedi are quick to say, nope, sorry, it's not our way of studying the Force. You gotta go. Palpatine's over here just trying to make the galaxy a better place. You know what I mean? I mean, am I wrong here? And yes, I get it. I get it, using the Death Star, blowing up planets. I get that. I completely understand that. But, Tarkin, that was Tarkin's decision to blow up Endor. Was it Endor? Not Endor. That was his decision. I don't think oh, okay. I'm not. Okay. That was his decision. But you know who else made a decision that ruined countless lives? You know who else did it? You know who else? Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker and the rebels chose to go in and destroy the Death Star and destroy and kill 1.5 million people on board the Death Star. Was there no other way? Could you not go in there and maybe turn off the generator? Could you not do something else? Why is destroying the Death Star and killing off 1.5 million people the first thing to do? And I don't think this is covered. I don't think people talk about this. There were families and children on board the Death Star. Families and children. Meanwhile, Luke Skywalker's over here jetting off with a huge smile on his face. And on top of that, they give that prick a medal. A medal he gets. Him and Han Solo for killing 1.5 million people on board the Death Star. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about that? We jumped to conclusions that the Empire was evil. The Empire that needed to go. Why? The Republic stamped the okay on having slaves. Anakin Skywalker. I mean, what are we doing here, guys? I mean, should I go on? Let's talk about the best Jedi on paper, right? Let's talk about the Jedi that followed all the rules and did everything they were supposed to do as Jedi Knights. Ki-Adi-Mundi, father of like 9 children, multiple wives, loyal to the Jedi Order, loyal to the Republic, and homie was low-key responsible for everything. I need to come down a little bit. When Qui-Gon Jinn came back with Anakin Skywalker and he told the Jedi Council that the Sith had returned, he was the first one to raise that stupid hand of his and say that that is impossible. When they brought up concerns of Count Dooku, he was the first one that raised his hand and said, nope, he's a Jedi. He's not capable of that. When Ahsoka Tano was falsely accused of planting a bomb, he was the first one to say she needed to go. When shit was popping off and the Sith were closing in, he was the one that said, what about the Wookiees? This sent Yoda off, leaving the Jedi Temple open for an attack. What about Palpatine? Ki-Adi-Mundi was low-key working with Palpatine. I'm saying this right now. I think he was a double agent. Ki-Adi-Mundi was working with Palpatine. He was trying to either that or the Jedi are all shitty. I mean, I don't think I need to go any further with why I believe that the Empire was right. You know, I really don't think, you know, and another thing. Here's another thing, okay? And talking about explain what, Alvin? Explain what? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'll explain the best I can. You know, this is what really set off this entire thought process for me, okay? The entire issue was Anakin and Padme. Homie was not allowed to get it in with Padme. They said, nope, sorry, you gotta be a monk. Meanwhile, Ki-Adi-Mundi's punk ass gets to have 7 wives? 7 wives? Anakin can't even have one? Ki-Adi-Mundi doesn't even love his family. Yeah, but that's exactly the problem, Elvin. That yes, the Jedi were blinded by politics. But why were they involved in politics to begin with? Count Dooku told them, hey, you guys are getting too involved in politics. Qui-Gon Jinn, hey, You guys are getting too involved in politics. You guys are getting too involved in politics. I'm gonna pull back from the order. I don't want to be back from. I don't want to be part of your council. They did not listen. None of them listened. They got blinded because, and here's why. This is why the Jedi got involved in politics, and you're gonna hear it first. You're not gonna hear it anywhere else. Not on Theory's channel. Nobody else. The Jedi got involved in politics because they too tasted the nipple of power and they slurped it up and they wanted more. They saw how much clout they were getting by the Republic and they wanted more. They tasted the nipple of power from the Republic and they wanted more. This is why they got involved in politics. They dove headfirst and they said, we want more. And when they said, we're going to create an army of clones, they jumped at the opportunity to become generals and have even more power. They could not resist. The relevance made them drunk and they loved it. No more were they just monks that practiced this religion. Now there were warriors and heroes. Anakin Skywalker was known throughout the galaxy as the best hero of the Clone Wars. And even though Mace Windu hated him, they loved that shit. They loved the fact that one of their own was the most powerful in the galaxy. These are facts, people. These are facts. Okay? I am not lying to you. This is just, I study Star Wars. I spend my entire day thinking about this stuff. I just don't watch the movies and oh, that's cool, lightsabers. Like I was watching some crazy shit. I was watching some crazy shit. I was watching these two guys on YouTube, and they were talking about the new series Endor and how the dialogue is too good. It's too slow. It's a slow burn. That's what shows do. That's what good shows do. They have a slow burn and then it pays off at the end. The first 2 episodes of Breaking Bad are completely boring, but we can all agree that is one of the best series of all time. We have to move on with the times, people. All right? If they release New Hope today, if they released Star Wars New Hope today, it would bomb in the box office, and that is facts. It would bomb in the box office. Nobody would go watch it. Nobody would go watch it. They would say, what? This movie is boring as fuck, dude. There's like one action scene towards the end. And the action scene was bland as fuck. Let's just keep it a stack. Let's keep it 100. It was bland. Yes, it was. If they release Star Wars New Hope, it would bomb. Today, it would bomb. If you release it to this new generation, so of course, Disney, they need to switch it up. They need to get with the times. You need to evolve or die. And I condemn, and I salute them. I salute them for trying to keep up with the times, to try and get new fans in. Because those other creators, those other YouTubers are talking about, oh, well, the old movies were great. They were fantastic. And, that's what they need to do. And I, to a certain degree, I do agree with them that those movies were great. But dude, again, if you release those movies today, To the my son, if I showed him New Hope, he's gonna be like, okay, this is what are we doing here? Look at the CGI. Look what's going on here. Yeah, dude, I get it. In fact, this is a controversial idea, but you know, and I'm gonna say this. This is controversial, and I wouldn't be, Elvin, if you leave right now, right after I say this, I completely understand. But I'm gonna say it, dude, because I believe in honesty, and I believe that you need to be real and genuine with people. Okay, I truly do believe this, and I think, and I want this. I don't just believe this. I want this. I think, I want, I want them to remake the original trilogy with modern day technology. Keep the dialogue the same, improve the special effects, the action scenes, everything. Try and keep as much of it as you can. Darth Vader's voice, keep it. They have the technology for it. They have the rights. They can keep his voice. Use deep fake to recreate Obi-Wan Kenobi, to recreate Luke Skywalker, all of that. Recreate it. Recreate it all. New CGI. Better action scenes. Let's get these kids, let's get this new generation of Star Wars fans engaged. That's what we need. That is the remake that we need. And I know there's going to be some people, oh no, don't remake them. They're classics. You can't remake those. Why the fuck not? They're remaking everything else. Why not? I'm not talking about, if they choose to use new actors, fine. I don't care. But if they can use the deep fake technology, the deep fake voice, why not? Why not do it? Better CGI, better action scenes. Let's improve the story a little bit. Dude, that scene with Obi-Wan Kenobi where he's doing that scream, was corny as fuck, dude. Come on. You know what I mean? Let's get the what's his name? Whatever his name is. The dude that plays Boba Fett. Forget his name. I would look it up, but I'm too engaged right now. Let's get him to redo Boba Fett, and let's get Boba Fett more engaged. Let's make him a bigger part of the movie of episode 5. The Empire Strikes Back. Let's make him a bigger protagonist. Let's have Vader show off his force powers even more. Let's do this. Let's insert some dialogue in there to close some of these plot holes, dude. Let's do it. Let's do it, Disney. You would engage so many more fans. And why stop there? Let's make them darker. Let's make these movies darker. Let's go for are they PG-13? Let's make them rated R. I want to see Vader truly be a villain, dude. I want to see some heads come off. You know what I mean? Because, the content that we're getting right now with Star Wars, dude, and I'm not going to talk bad about it. That's not what this is. We're not going to talk bad. We're not going to shit on the sequels. That's for another day. I think we need to save that for special occasion. I want to have a few drinks in me and truly shit on the sequels. I truly want to do that. Okay? But they're not that bad, dude. They're not that bad. I'm not going to go as far as say they're terrible. They're not. I low key was very emotional when The Force Awakens came out. It was something special for me, and I'll never forget that day, that moment. And anyway, but there's just I feel like there was like a hype with Star Wars. and the hype was so high, and these shows came out, and they just couldn't live up with the hype, you know. And then they started getting all these creators to try and make Star Wars contacts, and some of those creators were, yes, The Force Awakens is the best one of the sequels, dude. It really is. It really is. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. It's all right. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. I wanted to move on to Game of Thrones and House of Dragon. I wanted to talk about that. Everybody does love, dude. If you watch, here's here's why I love Star Wars. But you're absolutely right. Everyone loves Star Wars. Here's why I love Star Wars. Let me tell you a little story. When I was in, no, I was in high school. That was high school. Ninth grade. I was in ninth grade in high school. I'll never forget. Um, I went to Miss Shriver's class. Miss Shriver, was that her name? Miss Shriver's class. Yeah, I went to Miss Shriver's class, and she had Star Wars posters throughout her room. I mean, every Star Wars poster you can think of, you know. And she was like this like older lady, kind of shriveled, you know, like small. She kind of looked like Yoda, like for real. Like she just looked really small. And someone told me, oh, you know, oh, she loves Star Wars. She's obsessed with Star Wars, you know, like that's why she has all this Star Wars shit all over her room. And I knew about Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I just didn't really have the opportunity to go watch Star Wars like everyone else. You know, like I had watched the trilogy, you know, like I think my uncle gave me like the box set, the VHS box set, and I love Return of the Jedi. I love Star Wars. So I knew about Star Wars, but I just wasn't obsessed with it at the time. You know, this was ninth grade. You know, I was maybe 13, no, 14 years old. So I just really wasn't that obsessed with it. You know what I mean? And anyway, someone told me she loves Star Wars. She actually named her son Darth. That's how much she loves Star Wars. She named her son Darth, you know? And I would talk to her about Star Wars and she would just like light up. And that's the first time that I ever saw that, dude. Like someone truly light up for something that they love that wasn't real. You know what I mean? Like you hear people talk about their kids, they light up. You hear people talk about like a nice vacation, they light up. You know, just genuine happiness. Well, this was the first time I saw someone being genuinely happy about something fictional, something that wasn't real. So that you know, I carried that with me for a little while, and then I watched the Phantom Menace. You know, well, no, I had watched the Phantom Menace already, and maybe Attack of the Clones had been out already. Yes, Attack of the Clones had been out. Yes. No, it was coming out. No. It was out because I do remember talking to her about the Dooku's fight with Yoda. So Attack of the Clones had been out, but Revenge of the Sith came out. And I remember I did not watch it in the movie theater. I watched it in bootleg at my brother's friend's house, neighbor's house. I watched it there for the first time. They had the DVD, and it wasn't one of those shitty bootlegs. No, it was like a legit, like, you know, like the type of DVDs they pass out to producers and stuff like that before the movie actually comes out, and it's actually the real movie and everything, but just has like a little thing on the bottom that says, "Hey, do not reproduce." That's what this was. So someone committed a felony, and somehow my brother's friend got a hold of it. We're watching it. We're watching in his living room, and you know, we shut off the lights. You know, we're all paying attention. This is before social media. So we're watching this movie. We're watching Revenge of the Sith. And dude, this was the greatest experience of my life at the time. You know, I hadn't been laid yet. So this was by far the best experience of my life. So I'm watching this movie, and it starts off with that epic fight scene with Anakin Skywalker. And I know Anakin already, you know. And I know these characters. I know Obi-Wan. But I really didn't love Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? Like, I really didn't love Anakin Skywalker, but you watch that opening scene, and I'm like reliving it in my head right now. So you watch that opening scene, and you know, this is where the fun begins. And they're doing all that. Boom! Jumps into a lightsaber with Dooku. amazing, you know, and so many epic scenes in that. You know, Obi-Wan gets knocked out, and it's just Anakin versus Dooku running it back. Anakin got his hand chopped off last time. This time, he wants all the smoke. What does he do? Chops off his head. Fantastic. And this was the first time you saw, and it didn't click then, but this was the first time you saw Palpatine kind of luring Anakin in, saying, you know, do it. The whole thing. Fantastic movie. The movie continues, but this is it. This is where it happened for me. This is where it happened for me, okay? Again, I'm younger, you know, I'm watching this movie. Maybe 13. I don't know. I forget how old I was. But it gets to the final scene. The epic duel. Anakin versus Obi-Wan. They have the best fight ever with the music. Again, the music is fantastic. And it gets to the point. It gets to the point where Obi-Wan Kenobi defeats Anakin Skywalker, and he says, you know, you were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. You know, I loved you, Anakin. You know, you were my brother. This was the first time, and I should not be saying this, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it, okay? This is the first time in my life where I am watching something or consuming something that is fiction of any type. Book, magazine, comic book, movie, whatever. This is the first time I'm watching something or I'm consuming something and I get like emotional and I like tear up. First time. I watched Titanic. That shit didn't do shit for me. I watched all those movies before this. Lion King didn't do shit for me. I watched this scene. Anakin, you were the chosen one. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness. Bro, when I saw that shit hit so fucking deep. I was hooked after that. That was it for me. Obsessed with Star Wars. And that is what Star Wars did for not just me, but for everyone from my generation. Theory included, all those motherfuckers. And that is my problem with the prequels, that they needed to have something like that for the newer generation, you know, the generation after me, and they just didn't do it. You know, and that's my biggest really only gripe with the sequels. I'm sorry, with the sequels. They did not have that. They came close. They came close. And The Force Awakens, where Kylo Ren kills his father, that did it for me a little bit to a certain extent. But it just got ruined. It just got ruined with The Last Jedi. You know what I mean? Like, oh no. Also, when Rey is giving her lightsaber to Luke Skywalker, that got me like in my feels as well. Like I was like, oh, like shit, dude. Like, because I just knew all the backstory with that lightsaber, with Luke Skywalker, with what that lightsaber meant with Rey, and we all had these ideas like who she was, blah blah blah. So, but it wasn't to the extent of you were the chosen one. It was nothing. It was not even compared to that, but it was still pretty emotional. But I feel like it all just got undone with The Last Jedi, dude. And I'm not gonna shit on The Last Jedi. I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying to keep it positive. But that's what Star Wars, that's how I fell in love with Star Wars, was with that scene. You know, and before that, really the scene that I really liked the most was in Empire Strikes Back. No, not Empire Strikes Back. Return of the Jedi, where Luke Skywalker's talking to Darth Vader, and then Darth Vader tells him, you know, it's too late for me, son. Like that, you know. But after that, but that's, you know, that's where we are in Star Wars right now, dude. But yes, I was watching. In fact, let's watch that. Let's watch that scene, dude. Hold on. Let me um nerd theory. I'll actually pull up the video where they're talking about it, and then we'll watch it. Hold on. Let me hold on. Ooh. Dude, okay. Hold on. Yes. I forgot about that scene. But yes. No, that no, that scene between Vader and Obi-Wan in the Kenobi series is the best scene to me in television in the past 10 years. You know, and I have very deep opinions on that show, on Kenobi. If I were to if someone were to ask me if I liked it, I would say yes, absolutely, without a doubt. I loved that show. It holds a very special place in my heart. I would recommend it to anyone. And I have more to say, but I love it too much to continue. I love that show more so because what it meant for the actors, what it meant for the fan base, what it meant for me seeing that scene. You're absolutely right, Elvin. Seeing that scene between Vader and Obi-Wan. That jump in, that jump back and forth between Anakin Skywalker and Darth. Ugh, that jump back and forth between Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader with the blue and red lightsaber colors. You know, Obi-Wan calling him Darth, which is what he called him in New Hope. It's just again, I think that we're gonna judge that show differently in like 5 years. You know, maybe two, maybe sooner, dude. I think we're gonna look at that show far better than we can. I have not watched it again. I've been waiting to watch it again. I really want to go back and watch it again, but it's too soon for me. It's too soon. I have to let me watch Endor first and watch Ahsoka, and then I'll go back and watch it again because I don't want to critique it. You know what I mean? Like I just want to go. I don't want to nitpick it. I feel like that's what we do. We nitpick everything nowadays, and that's what people are doing with Endor. In fact, let's watch. This is a podcast I was watching. This is a scene where two YouTubers are nitpicking Endor, and I don't know, dude. I don't know. Let's watch it. Hold on. All right, let's Yeah, so you can't hear it. Hold on. Sorry.
Like,
Yeah.
back in my day,
Can you hear it now?
You
Luke
think
Skywalker
though?
was the hero.
Right, right. No, and I get you,
He
but
wasn't
here's the
dead.
thing. Right, but
He
here's the
used
thing
the
is
lightsaber.
I don't know that I mean I understand what you're saying and I think there's truth in that, but
No. Yeah, you can. Hold on.
I just don't know that Lucasfilm is actually called. Cultivating this new audience that they think they are. I don't think there is actually a groundswell.
Shit, and then just like turning all the stories
Can
and
you hear it
characters
now?
into garbage because they don't understand Star Wars. Taking all of George Lucas's episode 8, 9 sequel trilogy treatment and throwing it in the trash. We're gonna use it, George. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, oh, absolutely. We'll take these in consideration. Freaking throw it in
Oh shit.
the Vader funeral fire pyre. Like,
Hey, can you hear it
what the
now?
hell, bro? Like,
Bro, you know,
you
it's
guys are
so funny. You just had the total answer that like that's exactly how I'm feeling. By the way, I feel the same way. But like you just had a reaction to this story and not the other thing where I'm like, yo, Andor makes me feel like
All
this.
right.
And
and
so we
and
So
go
it
to
was
the
too
next thing.
early,
No,
and it
but
was
here's the
too
thing.
early to tell. I can't.
all
I
right.
That's
can't
true.
So
tell
this
yet
That's
where
is
it's
true.
gonna go. It could be great. It could be lame as hell. So far, it's super.
all right. So they're talking about Andor currently right now.
Super boring, but I think the general idea is great, and I think
Yeah.
this was like I look at this like a prologue
Mhm.
to the show. Like you don't need to watch these 3 episodes before the show, but you kind of it'd be great if you do. So now episode 4 is really like episode 1
Yeah.
and we basically have 9 episodes. So
Totally fair. I just wanted to point out because I think it's just kind of funny is that in a lot of ways I feel like we're both at the same place
Yeah.
with Star Wars.
Okay.
Which, by the way, you were here way before me. I've been remember like a year ago when I was still like really hopeful. It was like, no, dude, it's gonna be okay. They're gonna.
remember
Figure
when
it
I
out.
was shitting on Disney? I'm like, they're handling it poorly, and you're just like, no, dude, what are you talking? There were just a few of us, but it was like it seemed more like genuine fans.
All
And
right.
I'm just like,
I think
let me do a trend.
yeah, I think this is it right here. Hold on.
Let me twirl a lightsaber half naked.
Okay, hold on. It's before this.
They are like
Okay.
farming it.
There were just a few lightsaber.
All right, here we go.
I don't know that. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I think there's truth in that. But I just don't know that Lucasfilm is actually cultivating this new audience that they think they are. I
Okay.
don't think there is actually a groundswell anywhere to be really, really excited about Star Wars. I think you have some fans, and this is so ironic, dude. Like this is like the Twilight Zone because I feel like I'm like we're in reverse positions to what we were like months ago when we were like arguing about this. But I feel like what you have now is a lot of people that are engaging in the Star Wars brand at a social level, meaning they are like farming it for clout, karma, friends,
Oh,
mutuals, all these different things. Okay.
just go to
Now,
TikTok
what that, right, exactly.
or
And now,
YouTube
what that is going to
Can you hear it
mean
now?
or IG.
is as soon as there's no more hype there, as soon as there's nobody there to actually farm the shit you want, they
Yeah,
will disappear like smoke in the wind.
bro. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like we are on a very fucking bad path
Literally,
where
it's literally all run right now by people who are just getting some free clout and getting clicks and getting
Okay, here we
views.
go. This is it. This is it right here. Hold on.
I kind of miss the old days where it was like there were just a few of us, but it was like it seemed more like genuine fans. It seemed
Okay.
more like
This
real.
is
Now it's just like, let me do a trend.
Mhm,
Let me
mhm.
twirl a lightsaber half naked.
Yep.
Let me
okay.
what?
Let me engage with the actual Star Wars account on Twitter and clown on people.
All right. So I agree with the I agree to a certain extent as far as I agree to a certain extent as far as what they mean, as far as like there was more value in Star Wars back in the day. But you have to think, dude, in 1979, there was no internet. It was harder. No, I'm sorry. It was easier to captivate the imagination and attention of people. You can literally make a movie that was completely dog shit and people would gravitate towards it. Now they're competing with the internet. They're competing with TikTok, YouTube, you name it. So they have to step it up. So when he's talking about, oh, there's TikTokers doing this, which low key, I think he's talking about me. And yes, I have proof that he does watch my content. But when he's talking about, dancing half naked with lightsabers, what's the problem? First of all, I want to see half naked chicks dance around with Star Wars. Who doesn't? Second of all, that means that it's becoming more mainstream. It's becoming more mainstream, and it's a larger audience. What's the problem? I don't have a problem with that, but I do get what he means. It's just Star Wars had like a glow that it really doesn't have anymore. I get that. But it's going to be nearly impossible for this new generation to get that glow because they have so much shit going for them. They have TikTok, they have fucking YouTube, and with like you name it, dude. They have some other applications they're coming out with that it's just going to become even more hard. So, it's Disney is competing, dude. And it's just that's what's going on. And if you keep bashing Disney and Lucasfilm, it's like, dude, they're trying their best. Do you not think that they're trying to make the best product for us? Do you not think they're trying to make money? Yes. They're trying to make money. They're trying to make a good Star Wars product, but the problem is that with Lucas and Dave Filoni and these goats is that Disney is trying to make a great product for everyone. Filoni, Lucas, Favreau, they're just trying to make a good Star Wars product. Now, me personally, if I had to choose, I'm rocking with my boy Filoni all day. I'm rocking with George Lucas all day. Make the best possible Star Wars product. For sure. But guess what? George Lucas made the decision to sell Star Wars to Disney, and Disney's main goal is not to make the best possible Star Wars product, but it's to make the best product that makes money. That is the main difference. Keep watching.
But like, I mean, it's not.
It's not a good way to run a brand, dude. And they're mistaking that movement for progress. They think they're cultivating this great new fan base. I just don't see it. And I've not seen anything
No,
in the numbers to suggest that like they have that. Like, what are the
What-
sales numbers of the High Republic? Like, you know what I mean? Like, do you actually have?
I know what a lot of the sales numbers are for their sequel trilogy merch.
Yeah, they're horrible, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Horrible.
unexistent.
I have people that
So
work there and they're like, they're not selling. But then we have shit that's like 30, 20 years old merch designs from the OT and prequels, and those are flying off the shelves and we can't restock them fast enough.
yeah.
Like there's a reason for this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's just
Maybe
that's
it's time. Maybe time needs to pass and people need to warm up to the sequels.
but
But
like
I
who's
really
gonna
don't
go
think
out
so.
and buy Andor toys? Like, especially if the show is like,
Look. I love you, but it is too early to tell. It's
you're
too
right.
early to tell with Andor.
Yeah.
Let's reconvene in in 6.
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
you're right. You're right. And we'll reconvene on a weekly basis. You know what I
We will,
mean?
we will,
Yeah.
but it's just it's. Look, I even said it myself. I'm like, it was boring.
Mhm.
Still, it was okay, but it was boring as hell. Like,
Yeah.
but it's building a story. I understand what it's doing, and I want to see it through and see what it's all about. And if it's real shit in the end, I'll be like, yeah, what the hell was this?
Yeah.
If it was great. It was like, look, I had a slow burn. Sometimes a slow burn is good. Sometimes it helps to build the story and build the characters and all that stuff and all their struggle. And it's a good thing. Fast paced like Kenobi was where they went wrong.
Yes, that's true.
Fast paced with Kenobi, where
Yes.
they were focusing on so many different characters at the same, mainly Reva and Leia. We wanted to focus on goddamn Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you guys give us Reva?
Yeah.
No one cares. We're not here for her.
Yeah. 100%. So I
Sorry.
guess to take it into the video game perspective, when you hear this,
I've been using TubeBuddy for the last 2 years and it has improved tremendously my YouTube channel. So first we have the Pro version and it allows you to use the Keyword Explorer tool. This allows you to know which keywords are the best for your titles, descriptions, and tags on your videos. Then we have the Star level, which is awesome because it allows you to access the bulk processing tools. It's going to allow you to change in bulk your cards, your end screens, so you can change multiple videos at once. And last but not least, we have the Legend option, which is my favorite because you're going to be able to access a tool called Video A/B Test. And with this tool, you're going to be able to test which thumbnail is the best for your YouTube videos. So I highly recommend you download TubeBuddy today.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers phone, video, and live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to be on camera if you don't want it. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapists that can provide you with help that you might not be able to get in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and you will get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you are ready to schedule a phone, video, or even live chat session with your therapist, and everything remains confidential. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages. So join myself and 2 million other people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist.
Shit. Fuck.
this news in light of all of that and like the way we feel, like, is this a W? Is this an L? Is this